Ruined. Well, I don't think I'm going to personally be ruining this too much. Can you all see me in this? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be really ruining this too much. More, I'm going to be building it my way. So let's be clear on this. Does this run? I'll show you that now. And as you've seen there, a little bit of backstory, actually, we'll go into that. It runs, as you saw. What it was is this was left for dead, and I'm wondering if my head's cut off on this or not. No, it's not. So what it was is I bought this saw off of eBay, all right? Left for dead in a tool shed. I did my own thorough investigation of it and everything. So they said low compression. It indeed had that. It had no ignition. Big shocker sitting forever. What I did note was I took that spark plug out that it came with. It was brand new. Brand new spark plug in it. And that instantly tells me, on top of this points cover, which has been absolutely beat to living hell, on and off, on and off, this was having ignition problems. And this is not the first one I've had to have those issues, is what it is. So what we've got going on here is a BP1 that runs again off of a Nova chip, and it's going to be converted to that positive ground. That's the second one. My other one up there is the same way. So what's going to be happening here is I'm going to ruin it. And, go back. The compression. What it was is ignition issues. Seems apparently early in its life or whatever. Hung up in a tool shed. Well, what happens when, engines sit for 50 plus years? The rings kind of get stuck. They get stuck in place, you lose your compression. So for 10 months, I was taking a heating gun, WD-40, ATF fluid, even the torch here, doing heating cooling cycles on the cylinder with the piston up so that the rings would get the heat, it cool. You just do that over 10 months time. It got enough to where you saw there that it was finally burning 2-stroke mix, WD-40 and ATF. Not from the tank, but what was just in it. That was an 11-second video there that I had uploaded, and it ran probably 20 seconds total time, which was phenomenal. What was good about that video? It wasn't knocking, it wasn't clanking, it wasn't making any abnormal sounds. It was running fantastic, and the coil works great. So, I tried following the points, and nothing. I don't know what's wrong with them. These do have a timing procedure on them. I don't have the manual, but I do know they have a timing procedure on them. And there's a spot somewhere you got to access to get to the flywheel to put a thing in it to stop it for timing. Down here there's a procedure or something. It's a shit show. All right. What I said is what I said about these a year ago. This is the German engineering of McCulloch chainsaws. It is overcomplicated, but the overcomplicated, as we know from German engineered cars, V8s and stuff like that, it's small liters, high revs. Now, right after that, it sparked a big old thing about, comparing to a 710 or a PM700, and there were guys that lost it. All right, they did their thing and whatnot. Now, I'm going to tell you what the difference is. Even if it holds up to a 70cc, would you use this saw, knowing how rare it is, as a daily cutting chainsaw? No, you would not. No, you wouldn't. Because you can look at a 710 and you see how beat up they are. People throw them in the bed of the truck. Nowadays, back then, it was made for 1 year or whatever, 1-2 years and stuff like that. But the 710 is still used to this day because of simplicity. They were common. They were everywhere. Not these, but I have other videos on those. So, how am I going to ruin this, you may ask? Well, first off, we're going to make this mine. We're going to do this my way. Since I have an original one up there that went through the fire, and it's all a custom paint job and everything on it. Some of it fired. These carburetors were great. They're primer. It's like a double pump setup. It's pretty much unique to this saw. In reality, there might be one other McCulloch thing that uses this, and that's it. Kits are expensive. They can be had at Old Saw Shop. You can get them there. All right? You can get kits there. That's where I got my other kit. Ran fantastic. I'm not doing that. Nothing against kits or anything like that. Like I said, we're making this my own. I'm going to ruin it in quotes. We're going to adapt a Walbro WB37 carb to this. Do it like that, maybe? I gotta make an adapter to bring it out more. It's gonna run a custom air filter. Air filters for those are like $60, $70. It's insane for a BP1 on that filter because, like I say, it's a rare saw. So I could try to fit it in there. It has the same bolt pattern, dead identical bolt pattern to go in there, but the linkages are completely different on how they hook up. There might be a way to make it work, but we'll dig into that. But it's this is a little bit fatter of a carb. The pulse is out external, so I may end up having to build a adapter plate yet again. But this time I won't have to do tapping of some holes. But adapter plate to bring it out, stick it out a little bit so you can see that beautiful carburetor. Custom air filter, more or less. We're going to do that. This next thing in the box, this was always the plan with this saw. When I want it, and I got to bring it back to life, I wasn't ruining something that was pristine, running, in somebody's collection, for ages. I'm trying to figure out how to get in this dang box. Good God. Oh, here we go. I wasn't ruining somebody's in their collection whatsoever. It had nothing to do with that. All right. Like I said, left for dead. So what I am doing, and I took the measurements carefully, posted it on Modified Saws, my Instagram, personal page, McCulloch Chainsaws North America. Good. There's a header. Instead, what I'm doing is kind of a vision. And this is where people are going to hate, but once again, this is my turn with the saw. I said I have one up there that's unmodified. We're going to have to learn some TIG welding, or I really don't have to. I took my measurements, did my math. We're going to pipe a McCulloch BP1. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Run it on the outside of the handle, possibly. I'm not 100% sure yet. Looks like we're going to have to, because if I want to run it on the inside here, I'd have to run that at an angle, and that bend for this, that's going to be tight. I don't want to ruin this handlebar right here, so that's going to be the trick, and that's why I'm going to have to run this on the outside. You can already see the vision, can't you? I mean, run this on the outside. I can take this, run it between a smaller pipe, just run it like, cut and turn this to go around, and then I can continue to cut and turn this and extend this straight part to a header flange. So that is the plan. This is a Honda one, all right? Got this one off of Amazon. This is $87. And the Yamaha one was a longer one I used on my PM700 build. The Honda one is shorter. This is about 20 inches total right here. So that fits this perfectly to be able to cut this weld, rotate this, cut this, rotate this. I will get this relatively close to having a pipe. And this is for 50cc. This is 44cc. It'll work. I mean, keeping the silencer on it, I might humor it for now. Maybe make it straight out. I don't know. The silencing on it, we'll see what we do. But honestly, that looks pretty damn good right there. And bracketry, I can figure out how to mount something somewhere on this to hold it, all right? The carburetor, how am I going to operate the throttle? I was thinking about it. We're probably going to have to cable drive it. If there's enough leverage in here, I got to relook at how these work. Have a cable come out, up and down, make a bracket, and it'll pull it straight up. Because if this pushes down, this pulls a cable, that can pull this, and voila, you can cable drive that. So, kind of making it simple on myself. It's going to be bypassing the governor. I might run this with a tack and see what the max out is, stuff like that, or never max it out. But that is the goal. That is how I am going to, ruin this chainsaw. Thoughts? I know there's people that are going to hate the thought of it and everything, but like I say, it's my time to have fun with it. I brought it back from the dead. It was left for dead, put on eBay. I said to hell with it. I want another. So, other than that, I think this is going to work pretty good. Why I opt for the right side? Well, because I start this from the left side. I'm right-handed. So that's just easiest to start this from here. But also, the fuel's over here. Try to keep the fuel and the exhaust on separate sides. Getting this big old gaudy muffler off of here. Thanks to Alan, a 5/32, and it's a 1024 screw, and you got to get a long T-handle. I got to get one. Harbor Freight's having their parking lot sales right now, so I need to go see what they got. But from backside view, this is what you're going to have. I think that's going to be pretty good. I think that'll work out just fine. So, short, sweet little video on how I'm going to absolutely ruin this chainsaw. I got to make sure I have the exhaust up high enough, and then this right here, it's just going to look like a damn hot rod. You're going to have the carb sticking out, the exhaust. It's going to be awesome. I really miss my PM700 so much. Did that pipe back performance? Absolutely not. Did it look cool? Absolutely. It drew people in to come see what is going on here. So, but that's the plan. Yeah, this, like I say, the saw right here, I got really psyched up. I couldn't believe it finally got running. That was the first time third attempt, first time since I got it on getting it going and everything. So it was just enough to... It was good enough for me to say we can proceed on this. Yeah. It's a dirty mess, but it is complete. Minus this is broke here, but at least it still has a bar clamp. Transmission looks good. Oh, and there is a capture nut here, by the way, Alan. It does have the capture bolt on the front of it here for the exhaust. So this might be a later production one. I'd have to double check. I'd have to tear apart the engine some more and everything, the bottom plate off of it. We've got some scrubbing. We've got some stuff to do, but I got to get that muffler off and get this bad boy, really get it mocked up and stuff like that. It's kind of hard which one. The carburetor, the exhaust technically would be the best thing to do first, because if I can't get this to work real quickly, at least I could still, plan B, use the original carburetor. I want to go with the Walbro, but That's a lot of engineering that may not work, at least with the exhaust. Put it on first, and then I can kind of decide from there. But I really, really want to go with a modern carburetor just because I know this will work. I have seen, excuse me, I've seen the Chinese 090s run on the 30 series saws that work similar in looks to these, and those were 54cc and it ran just fine. This will run this. These turn 12,000 RPM. These move a lot of air fast on the top end. I can get this to run on it. I know I can. So, I mean, get that air moving, get that fuel moving, and that's what this is going to do. But that's just like I say, my quick video on how I'm going to ruin this chainsaw. You think it's ruined, or you think it's being saved? You know, enjoy life while you have it. You know, while you have some possessions and stuff. And the reason why I've been slacking on videos so much too, my apologies, is getting life, getting stuff together, working on our project, spending time with family, but also the complication of using this camera that I have. It takes so much to set it up. Every time it turns off when you're not filming, it's turn on. It takes a moment to fire up, and then I got to rotate it around, which is 3 button pushes. Then I got to push another button 3 more times to get it to point of view. It's kind of a pain in the ass, and that's really makes it difficult to record video. So, as much as 4K 60 frames looks good, using a cell phone just seems easiest, but I don't want to clog mine up, so I need to figure out another, something to record video with that you can turn on, press a button once, you're ready to go. That fast. The DJI is best for vlogging and stuff like that. You're on vacation, you're taking selfies, you're doing food reviews and stuff, and your face is going to be always in it. That's what it's best for. So I definitely need to find something else to do that. That's really been a big motivational. I'd be like, hey, I want to pick the camera up and do this. I'm like, God, that's just a pain in the ass to do. I just start wrenching. Instead of just turning the camera on and you watching. But all right, I'm done rambling. Like I said, I owed you guys that explanation. I've been going live more. I want to do that more with you and everything. Got to hook up the TIG welder on the welder. I have used it a couple times. It works phenomenally. I love it, love it, love it. Gonna continue on the supercharged chainsaw here very shortly and stuff like that. So, all right. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna keep going on this. Hope you like the shorts I've been uploading and everything. We will get to the 101B gear drive shortly. I need to find a bar and chain for it. Combination. I don't want to steal off of another one, but I might. That's on the to-do list. Get a cut video on that. Hunting season started last weekend. Today's Saturday. I'm going hunting tomorrow, so not much going to be done. Helping the wife around the house and everything. Blah, blah, blah. So, all right. That's enough rambling. Till then, thanks for watching.